take. One take. Here we go. All right, I've shuffled. All right. Okay, here we go. All right.
Yeah.
All right, I've shuffled the cards. I've split them 50-50. Olivia's got a frou-frou drink, and she has no idea what she's getting herself into because I have gamified this. I've gamified our worst RV mistakes and RV mishaps of 2021.
Emotional, damn it!
She'll be reading some off. I'll be answering. I'll be reading some off. She'll be answering. Let's get into it.
This is fun.
You start.
Okay. Don't park your rig under trees that have berries or fruit.
Oh, and by the way, this is quick fire style. We're gonna roll through them. What is it called?
Uncensored.
Uncuffed, unhinged.
Oh,
Here we go.
Okay.
Berries,
Yeah.
trees. First thought, Miami, Everglades. We arrived at this RV park. Incredible sight. Huge tree right over our site, providing great shade. After a few nights, I start to hear this. Freaking berries. Berries that stain the roof of our RV. We were there for 4 weeks. Every single week we had to hop on the roof and clean our rig.
So today we are cleaning the roof of our trailer, and that's because we're parked underneath a tree that has all these lovely little cherries on them.
Sometimes RV maintenance comes unexpectedly. This was one of those times.
And what we learned is ask the freaking RV park if you could change sites if you have one of those berry trees.
Yeah, or sap trees. Watch out for that sap. It's a pain in the butt to clean. But thank goodness for our friend who let us loan his ladder one of those weeks. It helped us a lot.
Ready? Catch.
Yeah, buddy!
Yes.
All right, my turn. Poop pyramid black tank stank. That's for you. That card was meant for you. No, I'm just kidding. All right. All right, let's go. Let's go. Come on, keep it rolling.
Okay. Pennsylvania. Okay, so we're like 4 or 5 months into RV life, and basically we started to notice a little stench.
Little odor.
Yes, and so Nathan's like, what the hell? You're like trying to flush it out. It's not really working, and you learned on YouTube that a good old borax,
Borax. Down dish soap. Yeah.
and Dawn dish soap did the job.
I did that. I ran that a few cycles, and it worked.
If you make a mistake that we made, which is emptying out your tank too frequently without it being full.
Let it rain. It ain't pretty.
Because what? It's like a 30-gallon or 60-gallon tank.
Yeah, you need liquid in there. Liquid, aka pee-pee.
Holy moly, it's like I'm traveling with a child!
Did you use the restroom?
Good point, I need to take a pee-pee.
And I did try the whole ice thing. You put a few ice in your black tank before you drive, and it sort of breaks up that poop pyramid.
Did it work?
I think it did help. I think it did help. But now I do that cycle every 4 to 6 weeks. I do that so we don't get that stank no mo. All right, your turn.
Driving in poor conditions.
Oh man, that's Utah all the way.
Baby, oh baby, I love you.
We drove in poor conditions a few times through storms and such, but the one time that really stands out for me is we were in a full-blown blizzard in Utah. And it was near Park City, wasn't it?
Yeah, Park City.
And I literally had to stick my head out the window and look more Asian than I already am because the wipers weren't working.
Dude, the windshield is completely frozen over.
The window was fogging up.
That was another mistake. We needed new windshield wipers, so we weren't prepared for this to happen. But
we had to pull over and stay at a gas station for hours just to be on the safe side. That was one of the most scariest times of the whole trip, actually, because I literally didn't feel safe.
What I mean when I say our car's not built for this, I mean the windshield wipers are just really not great, and so in the snow it's like they're even worse. Yeah, we actually have issues with our heating in this car.
It was like, because there's so much wind too, it felt like we're in, was it like traveling at hyperspeed in Star Wars
Sir, those are rebel ships.
or something. It was not a fun day. Anyways.
yeah, so look up the weather in advance as well.
Yeah, that too.
Learn that.
All right.
All right. Oh, so your turn.
Parking too far from electrical hookups.
Oh my God. All right. So this would have been in Elk Country.
Yeah, this is early on.
Yeah, early on, maybe our first month of RV life, and we just driven 5 or 6 hours that day. We arrived in the dark, which we really try not to do. We get there and we start unhitching. Nathan's doing the X-Chocks, and when I go do the electricity and the water,
We're like a foot short.
We just made the dumbest mistake ever.
we just got to our 3rd campsite of the week. Yes, we're starting off really hectic.
It just started to get dark, and we're right next to all these elks. We get all like unhitched. Nathan like moves the car. We put the X-Chocks in. I put the water hose in, and then I go to put the electricity in. We weren't close enough.
I said I wasn't going to get angry, and I'm not angry.
So we had to redo that.
So we have to hitch back up, redo the whole process in the dark. It was a good learning experience. It almost happened one other time in Fort Myers, but thank goodness it literally, the plug was like, and that's the whole length of the cord. That's all we had.
And now though, we always check that before we start unhitching. So that's what we learned.
Yes, lesson learned. Okay,
My
your
turn.
turn.
All right, changing tires in the dark.
Oh, another reason not to arrive somewhere in the dark. I don't like changing tires in the light. I'm just gonna put that out there. It's a long story, but we flew home for about a month and left our RV in storage in Maine, and when we got back, I immediately noticed when I took the covers off the tires that one of the tires had a huge rusty nail in it and it was completely flat. And I was like, great.
Just found it. It's a nail.
We just had like 9 to 10 hours of travel with layovers and all that. We were
And
exhausted.
it was so soul crushing because we had emptied our trailer of food. So we had no food, we were starving.
Yeah, and we still had to get to our site, and it was pitch black. But on the bright side, there's always a bright side. A bunch of people came to the rescue.
He asked one person who brought 10 people with him.
Yeah,
so.
and it turned out to be an enjoyable experience and a positive memory. We dropped off some beers for those kind folks the next day.
Good morning, I'm here with my petit croissant and my café. Just a little petite interruption to thank our Patreon for your continual support. With your help, you help keep our channel alive and strong. You are super awesome and super sexy. Merci beaucoup.
Scheduling drives that are too long, especially anything over 7 hours.
Oh. Well, we learned quickly that you always have to add an hour or two to every single trip that you're doing in the trailer. At least for us, because we are going slow. We're
We're the slow guys.
We're in the slow lane. We're going like 65 miles per hour. And yeah, something that would take us maybe 5 hours without the trailer takes us 6 easily, and maybe 7 if we were doing stops for food or bathroom or stuff like that.
I'm glad Olivia answered this one because she actually does most of the driving. I don't know if you guys know that. And it just like we learned we reach a certain like threshold. It's not enjoyable anymore if we're driving for too long. So in 2022, we're gonna schedule shorter drives and enjoy the journey more. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Nathan, running out of propane.
This is not a really serious one, but it's something I learned because we don't have any gauges on our propane tanks. So somebody's like, "Oh, you just pick it up and you can feel out the weight." And I tried that and it didn't work because we obviously ran out of propane a few times. So I went on YouTube. As always, YouTube to the rescue. And this YouTube video explained that if you pour warm water on your propane tank and then you feel the outside of it, where it's cold, there's still propane, and where it's warm, there's no propane. So that, after I learned that, we never ran out of propane again.
How do you like them apples?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, not using an RV GPS. This is a loaded one.
Oh yeah. All right, I'll try to make this one short. So basically, one of our biggest mistakes of 2021 was not having a proper RV GPS.
We didn't really feel like investing hundreds of dollars into a Garmin GPS.
Erroneous! Erroneous!
We tried a few apps that are out there, and honestly, none of them we felt like were really, really worth it.
We're off to the Grand Tetons, and this whole morning I've just been trying to figure out what the easiest, chillest route is.
So we stuck to truck maps and what's the steep grade one?
Flattest route.
Yes, and so, but before we were doing that, we were basically just pulling a Hail Mary with Google Maps, and two big things. One, when we were in Virginia, we went down a 15% grade with the trailer.
That was scary.
We smoked the brakes completely. There was smoke everywhere.
It wasn't just smoke, dude.
Dude.
It was flames.
Our rotors actually caught fire on the one side.
Awesome.
Oh my God, there's a fire. There's a fire right there, right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm home.
Oh my God.
The other time that I can remember is right after we crossed the George Washington Bridge. We went down a park.
That's a no-no in and of itself.
Yeah.
We shouldn't even be on that bridge.
That's true. Yeah, we shouldn't have even been on that. But after we passed that bridge and we went down a parkway that you're not supposed to go with a trailer that we didn't know, we hit some pretty low clearances.
So we're pulled over again because we're trying to confirm the height of our travel trailer. And from what we know, we are 10 feet 4 inches. So we have 2 inches to spare. Are you sure?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good.
Nathan.
9 foot 7. Go in the middle if you can. Is there somebody?
So luckily we didn't lose our AC unit, we didn't hit at all, but we learned that had we had that RV GPS of some sort,
avoided all that,
we would have avoided so much crap.
I'm so ready to be out of here. I never want to go through this area again.
Frozen hoses and poopsicles.
Speaking of Doogie, this happened also. This is another one that happened early on in our RV lifestyle. When it was actually our very first RV park. We were in Lake Tahoe, and early October they had an unexpected freeze happen. This was like literally our first night of RVing. We wake up, our hose is completely frozen. We freaked out. We thought our whole system was frozen. That wasn't true, but I'd like to say we learned our lesson right away, but a few weeks later, the same thing happened in Bernie, and then it happened one more time in Austin during that freeze, that snowmageddon they had.
Oh my god.
It's crazy.
Go, 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 don't stop.
And ever since then, we got ourselves the best no freeze hose out there. And this is a good moment for a shameless plug because we haven't partnered. The first brand we ever partnered with was them. And
No freeze water hose.
They're incredible. Like
Military strength.
Military strength.
Black. It looks sick. It works great.
It does.
It's the best one out
Yes,
there.
and we will never have a frozen hose again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
We didn't avoid certain tolls.
Oh yeah. All right. The biggest one was the George Washington Bridge. If you were an RVer on the East Coast, you probably know that you should always avoid that bridge. We didn't know that. So again, using a Google Maps, it takes us that route. And when we pull up to the toll chick, she asked for $72 for us to cross, which was like, harakiri. That was so terrible.
come again?
Come again? What? But you can use RV GPS to avoid those tolls and know which way to go.
Yeah,
so
another great reason to get one.
Lost a trailer coupler lock and pin for an anti-sway bar.
Oh yeah, this didn't happen at the same time, thank goodness. But one time in the middle of our drive, we lost a pin for our anti-sway bar.
Yeah.
And another time we lost the coupler lock, which is kind of crucial to keeping your whole system, your whole trailer and truck together. There is a secondary lock that essentially saves us, but that's an odd one for me, and it just kind of is a reminder to like not just double check but sometimes triple check, because I had put that lock on hundreds of times and for some reason I didn't check it properly and it came off. So
And that's scary because obviously everyone's worst nightmare is like you're driving, then all of a sudden you're like, where'd the trailer go?
Oh yeah. Okay, checking our RV regularly for maintenance, and specifically I'm referring to RV tires.
Oh, Fort Myers.
Yeah.
We were staying in Fort Myers for 2 weeks. It's like the last night that we're there.
Beautiful area, by the way.
Yeah, beautiful area.
Sanibel Island, oh my God.
And it just so happens that as I'm walking into the trailer, I notice out of the corner of my eye, I'm like, whoa, that's like a big gash in our trailer tire. So I go take a look and it's just completely worn down, like worn down to the point where it was dangerous.
One of the tires was almost about to puncture.
Yeah, so we found somebody in the area who works with trailer tires. He told us to bring in the rig, and so we did. And luckily, it wasn't an axle issue. It just had to do with a loose bearing on that wheel, and it was kind of causing it to come in a bit. But we got brand new tires, $700 later, but we were good for the rest of the trip.
I'll give mad props to Olivia for catching that, because it could have been a serious accident or some kind of issue with the trailer. So good on you. Good on you, mate.
We got somebody watching over us.
Yeah. All right. Go for it.
All right. Not checking our trailer's weight soon enough.
Yeah, this is another one that happened early on. We didn't. This is something we should have done right away. Is just check the weight of our trailer.
Yeah.
We know that our truck's GCV.
WR.
Yeah, Olivia knows that stuff really well. Is like 14,000 pounds. We waited about 3 weeks to do it. We got on a CAT scale. I think we were just under 12,000 pounds, so we were all good. It was way under what we anticipated, so 11,680 pounds.
Oh, that's good.
And we ended up doing another CAT scale later at the end of the year, just to see out of curiosity if we had bought a bunch of stuff and upped the weight of our trailer.
Yeah.
And no, at the end of the day, no.
Yeah, so moral of the story is, I think it's always a good idea, especially if you're traveling with a 1,500 or 150 equivalent type truck, and you're towing a trailer that's 28 feet or more, go to a CAT scale. We thought we were gonna be like 13,000 something pounds, like cutting it close, and we weren't, which felt really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minimalism.
Yeah, minimalism. That's true.
Yeah.
All right, walking carefully in the dark in your RV so you don't jam any toes.
This is kind of a fun one, but I felt I needed to include it. It sounds silly, but we have both jammed our toes multiple times.
Oi, balls, I've stubbed my toe. Oh no.
My pinky toe is hanging by a
He
thread.
just catches
okay?
the corner of the couch and you're in pain for a week. And I'm sure we're not the only ones out there that's happened to.
Anyone? Anyone?
Ninja.
Ninja. Okay, my turn. We ran out of gas.
Oh my God, okay. We had just picked up our trailer in Colorado. We drove all the way from California to Colorado to get it. We're on our way back and we're going through the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah. And we hit a point where we must have passed a sign. We missed the sign that said no gas for 80 miles. Well, within that, we needed gas.
Yeah.
And we kind of panicked a little bit. I panicked. Nathan, you were fine.
Well, our fears have been realized. We have actually lost gas. We're only like 5 minutes away. Oh man.
The steering's a bit weird. I'm shaking.
It's alright, we did it. We're good. We're on the side of the road now. We just need gas now. We're gonna have to make a sign. No stress.
Yeah,
But-
we were just like, we ended up running out of gas 5 miles away from the gas station. AAA came to save the day, which was really nice.
But moral of the story
Yeah.
was we learned we always travel with a 5-gallon canister of gas in the back, and we also try not to, I'd say 90% of the
Yeah.
time, when towing, we never let our gas tank get below 50%, ever.
35.
Well, when I'm driving, which is most of the time,
Yeah,
30%, and that's just because I don't like when that happens.
Yeah, it's good to be on the safe side. Just fill up. All right.
Yeah.
We made more trips to the mechanic than we expected.
That we did. Wisconsin, in Austin.
We went a lot, I feel like, but those are the big ones I'm thinking of, yeah.
Yeah, so when we were in Wisconsin, I noticed a squeak sound coming from our tire whenever I would brake. It was a holiday weekend and we were trying to figure out, should we go get it checked out now or can we just wait till Monday? Luckily, we had that feeling of like, we should just go get it checked out. Well, the squeak ended up being a very serious thing. Our bearings on our front right wheel were loose. And so it was so bad that he said it was to the point where when we were driving, we could have maybe lost our wheel.
Yeah.
Which I was like, really?
No,
He was
that's
like,
that's
it was
terrifying.
serious.
That's like a
Yeah.
worst nightmare situation.
So they had to replace all those, and that was another $1,000. And then in Austin, Texas, basically we just had to get our water pump and radiator or something replaced, and that was almost another $1,000 as well. So
It adds up, but I'd rather be on the safe side. And that's why we're getting a new truck.
yeah, and actually to add to that really quick, because it's a 2004 truck, there were a lot of parts on it that had never been changed. So that's why we're hoping for something much newer that we
Yeah.
won't have those issues.
Yeah. I just want to sleep well at night.
I know.
Not have to worry about any of that. All right, last card for me.
Yeah. And that one time I couldn't make it to the toilet on time.
Diarrhea! What happened, yo?
What the hell?
It's not a serious card. It's not a serious card. I saw this footage. I was looking through our footage and I saw this clip of Olivia spilling the peanut butter and I thought, how gross would it be if you had to go to the bathroom like number 2? And you're running through the trailer and you just don't make it in time. And then it's diarrhea like waterfall.
Those are your theatrics,
Yes.
dude. What the hell?
Dookie. All right, last one for Olivia. Our first rodent.
Aww, Ratatouille. We were in Bar Harbor. We had just gotten back from traveling back to California for a few weeks, and we had our trailer out in storage. It was out in like the wilderness, and basically,
Uncovered.
yeah, basically a few days later, after we had gotten back in the trailer, I noticed one of those little coffee milk pods at the bottom
Yeah.
of our drawer was completely like crunched open. I'm like, what the heck is this? And then we found the trackings of the mouse, little poops. Yay.
Another RV task to take care of.
These are, we think, little mice poops. And we had all these like, you know the little half and half creamers?
Oh, they're over here.
Yeah, they're all chewed through.
Yeah, these guys. We
And
only had like 3 of them there and they were able to get to them.
imagine we're sleeping and it just like runs across us and we're like, ah! And so we were both kind of freaked out at first
Yeah, because
because
we did a good job. We cleared out our fridge, we locked up everything, and literally the only food that was accessible to anything would be those coffee creamers.
Yeah.
We basically hit the road a few days later.
and nothing happened, so nothing came back, so we're good there.
Yeah, we're good.
But
And that's a wrap. That's the end of all our mishaps. And I just want to say something really fast about kind of what the whole point of this video is to shed some light on the fact that in the RV world, in the RV universe, you gotta go with the flow. You gotta roll with the punches. Things will happen unexpectedly that you just, you can't anticipate. So yeah, I thought I was gonna have a nice relaxing night, but turns out, no.
that's RV life.
And some will be more serious than others.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's less very serious
More
ones that have,
expensive than others as well.
you always have to have a cushion, you know, have a little bit of a safety net financially.
But the mistakes make you a better traveler. They make you a better RVer, right?
100%.
I would say every mistake that we've had has been an opportunity for growth.
We're always learning, and we're not kidding ourselves by thinking that in 2022 we're not gonna have any mishaps. It's definitely, some stuff's gonna go wrong or sideways.
Yeah.
But either way, we're gonna make the most of it. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna support each other, be there for each other, and share all that with you.
Yeah. And hopefully you can learn from our mistakes, because that's the biggest part of it all, right?
Well, we've learned a lot from other RVers' mistakes, and that has always been really helpful. So
Yeah, so thank you so much for watching.
see you in the next video. And in case you're wondering, no, we are not in the red light district in Amsterdam. These are some new lights we got ourselves for Christmas. And we just been, every video we're like, what color do we want? Pink, green, blue?
See you
in the next video.
But we love it. Like, I think, I don't know, when we were talking to each other, like if we should film this or not, because we've had just a few little like mishaps over the last few months, and we don't want our channel to be like drama, but this is just a reality, you know. There's always something that we're doing that we're replacing or fixing, and keeps us on our toes, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I'd rather have a mouse in my trailer than a bear, so.
That's true. Or raccoon.
Slam dunk, are you ready?